Since Batman doesn't have any particular metahuman powers like most of his fellow Justice League members, he's grown quite paranoid through the years. So to compensate for the lack of flashy powers, he came up with contingency plans for almost every single one of the superheroes in his network. Granted, he does have amazing martial arts skills, cool gadgets, and an overflowing bank account. The source of his true power, to be honest.
What are your superpowers again?
I'm rich.
But like we've seen in Batman vs. Superman, when he was wearing his mech batsuit and wielding a kryptonite spear, Batman is always prepared to face any possible scenarios involving his allies. But what if they were the Avengers? Let's move to today's first entry and find out. It wouldn't take a lot for Batman to actually outsmart Hawkeye. While Clint Barton is far from being dumb, he doesn't quite have the talent Bruce Wayne has. The billionaire vigilante is not called the greatest detective for no reason, but to be honest, Batman wouldn't really have to outsmart Hawkeye to beat him in battle. The Caped Crusader has been overpowering his DC Comics equivalent Green Arrow over and over again. Batman has caught Oliver's arrows mid-air and even broken them in half while doing this. He's also cut a few of them simultaneously with his gauntlet fins, so chances are the same would apply if he was fighting against Hawkeye. The trick to defeat Hawkeye is to get close to him. While throwing a few batarangs might get the archer distracted, Batman could easily find a way to make one of those explode upon impact, making Hawkeye lose his balance and fall. Batman just has to sling his way over there and show off his amazing martial arts skills. Sam Wilson, or the new Captain America,
Thank you.
has come a long way since his Falcon days, but while he's quite a skilled pilot, he's still just a regular human being. While he is one to handle crises with calm and a leveled head, he never really had the chance to show any great tactical talent.
I knew it, Falcon. Yes.
Or at least nothing in the likes of what Bruce Wayne or even Helmut Zemo would achieve. Wilson might just be too good of a guy to manipulate people. And without super soldier powers, that might actually cost him his life down the road in the MCU. The trick to defeat him would simply be for Batman to ride his Batplane and throw as much firepower as his vehicle could muster, blowing away Wilson's Exo-7 wings and most probably taking him with them to the grave. I feel like Black Widow never got the praise she deserved. Thankfully, she's getting her own solo movie, which should be released in a couple of weeks, if things go according to plan. But let's return to this video's main topic. Could Batman outsmart Black Widow? Could he win in a mind game against the woman who tricked Loki, the god of mischief himself? That is quite the tricky one. I think if both were to play that game, it would really be a tight race. But Batman, being the overprepared man he is, he would probably have thought of 1,000 different ways to bring her down before the fight even happened. So with a combination of wit, combat skills, and equipment, he could easily use explosive pellets to electrocute her, which would weaken her for the ensuing duel. In terms of fighting skill, Scott Lang, who goes by Ant-Man in Avengers attire, kind of lacks in that department.
You want to show me how to punch? Show me.
So for Batman to defeat him in hand-to-hand combat, it would be a piece of bat cake. But the suit created by Hank Pym, which uses Pym particles to power itself, might be a little bit of a problem. So going headfirst into battle against Ant-Man would be a mistake.
Cool.
Whether he goes to Titanic proportions or shrinks himself to miniature size. But you know what Batman would do? He would jump headfirst into a battle against Ant-Man, but not without having set up a trap first. Before getting out of the shadow to take on Ant-Man, Batman would have carefully swapped the Avengers' Pym particles for Scarecrow's fear toxin. And once he would try to use those powers, he would unconsciously activate the toxin and fall into a form of delirium where he would live his worst nightmare. While the Falcon and the Winter Soldier have shown the negative effects the Super Soldier Serum can have on people's lives, I'm pretty sure Batman wouldn't hesitate 1 second to take it, if he had to take someone he feels that could be a threat. In order to get to Bucky's strength level, Batman could simply inject himself with the Man-Bat Serum. Created and originally used by Dr. Robert Langstrom, or the villain Man-Bat, the serum can amplify one's senses, such as hearing. But it also transforms its user into a half-bat, half-man creature with superhuman strength, agility, and the ability to fly. Batman actually once used the serum while wearing his Suit of Sorrows. This created the Dark Knight capable of turning himself invisible and generating electric shocks. The Winter Soldier wouldn't stand a chance against this terrifying version of Batman. If Spider-Man is good at one thing, it's evading attacks. His spider sense has saved him more than once from various fatal blows, as it warns him of incoming dangers. What would Batman do against the slinging Spidey? Could he use his line launcher to get him across buildings? Or maybe his Batclaw to catch him between web shootings? While these are all good ideas, they all sound pretty exhausting, even for Batman. What might just do the trick is once more one of his many suits. Here, the Batman Beyond suit. The iconic suit, which debuted in the TV series Batman Beyond, was originally created so that Bruce Wayne could keep fighting villains using a more suitable costume. The suit, which was eventually given to the new Batman, Terry McGinnis, gave Batman the ability to fly, boosted his strength stats, and was quite durable against attacks. Spidey may be able to swing his way across the city, but can he fly? Nope.
I'm gonna go. Thanks so much, everyone, for coming.
Okay, War Machine flies, and he also shoots laser beams. But you know who also shoots laser beams? Batman does. In the miniseries Kingdom Come, creators Mark Waid and Alex Ross present an older Batman who surrounds himself with an amazing team of Bat Knights who make sure the law is upheld throughout Gotham City. In order to stand a chance against villains, Batman designed himself a metallic suit capable of soaring through the sky and equipped with twin-mounted lasers. This, combined with a remote-controlled Batmobile and Batcopter capable of shooting missiles, gives him a fair chance in defeating James Rhodes up in the night sky. Valkyrie, born Brunhild, might be one of the strongest Asgardians, and a legendary warrior on top of that, but Batman has faced stronger foes in the past. If it wasn't for Martha, Bruce might have just stabbed Superman with that kryptonite spear towards the end of Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. And unless Valkyrie's mother is also called Martha, Batman might just stand a chance in defeating her. Of course, he would have to wear the same suit he wore against Superman, which is inspired by Frank Miller's The Dark Knight Returns, and perhaps set the stage like he did against Superman. There's also a rumor saying that since Asgard is no more, or at least the Asgard we were first introduced to in the 2011 Thor film, some Asgardians might have weakened, which would explain how Thanos' minions could kill a bunch of them so easily. Batman's strategy to defeat Steve Rogers can be quite similar to the one used to bring Bucky Barnes down. A dose of Man-Bat serum and a cool new suit might do the trick, but this isn't the only thing that will. While the old Captain America might have super soldier strength and heightened reflexes, he also has this amazing shiny shield made out of vibranium. Since it acts both as an offensive weapon and as a defensive shield, the thing needs to be taken away first and foremost. Let's just say Spider-Man and Iron Man had taken the right approach when stealing Cap's shield in Civil War. Taking away Rogers' main source of defense, Batman has everything in his arsenal to take him down. Plus, his years of training at various martial arts clearly surpasses any military combat training Captain America might have gone through. It might be easy to take away Cap's shield, but a bit harder to take Black Panther's full vibranium-made suit. Now that Wakanda is open to the world, Bruce Wayne might easily get his hands on vibranium and create his own vibranium batsuit in order to go one-on-one against Black Panthers. Or, he could use the power of sound. While the Wakandan suit is almost indestructible and absorbs impact to turn them into a source of power, it has one particular weakness that we've seen at the end of the Black Panther film. When T'Challa fights against Killmonger, it is shown that a specific frequency of vibrations caused by the incoming train may disrupt the suit's properties. This is how Black Panther succeeded in piercing Killmonger's suit Panther Habit, and if Batman can recreate the same frequency when fighting Black Panther, chances are he can weaken his suit and pierce through it as well. Vision might be very powerful, but he does have some weaknesses that Batman could take advantage of. First, he seems highly susceptible to electricity, as seen when Hawkeye sets an electric arrow trap, which stunned him for a few seconds before he broke it off using the Mind Stone. Here, Batman could once more use the Man-Bat serum and simply shock Vision to death. Another option would be to use mind control, since we've seen Scarlet Witch use it against him a few times across the MCU, but that's easier said than done. But the easiest for Bruce to get the job done would be at a distance. Since Vision is basically a machine, he could be hacked and either destroyed or taken over by Batman's command, who was seen hacking LexCorp, Apocalyptian, and Kryptonian tech without even breaking a sweat. He even went to the extent of hacking an alien computer in seconds, even if he doesn't understand the language. So Vision shouldn't be too much of a problem to hack for Gotham's protector. One thing that everyone knows is that Wolverine is really hard to kill. With great regenerative healing abilities, super strength, sharp adamantium claws, and a skeleton made from the same material, Wolverine can withstand a lot of damage, and can be back up in a second or two. So, for such an occasion, Batman would need an armor that would protect him, but also keep him going for a very long time until he found the perfect way to defeat Wolverine. This is where the Thrasher suit comes in. The heavy-looking armor has been designed for long excursions and survival. It can protect Bruce from freezing temperatures and produce oxygen to make sure he survives for at least a few weeks. It can also emit electromagnetic pulses, shoot electrostatic needles, and also cryogenic batarangs. So with a little patience and maybe an upgraded adamantium-made Thrasher suit, Batman could definitely beat the impulsive Wolverine. In many ways, Tony Stark has a lot in common with Bruce Wayne. He's rich, in the public eye, loves to play the superhero, a lot of cool tech to fight crime. But what Bruce has that Tony doesn't is a secret identity. Bruce is extremely cautious about basically every single detail of his life. Carefully showing another persona to the world, he keeps his true identity safe from anyone he might have pissed off. While Tony revealed willingly who he was to the world, and even invited his enemies to come find him in his Malibu mansion, which they did and completely destroyed, Batman would go after Tony, not after Iron Man. By first bringing down his empire, and money, just like he used corporate takeover tactics to take down LexCorp, he would do the same with Stark Industries. This would take away a lot of resources Tony has, well, not all. but enough for Batman to be able to find a way to get into Tony's system, hack his suits, and auto-destruct them.
You're gonna have to take this into the shop.
Who's speaking?
It's your conscience.
Magic is a tricky thing to beat, and we haven't seen the full extent of what it can do yet in the MCU. While Phase 4 aims to focus on magic wielders, giving a lot of responsibility to Doctor Strange, he might be one character really hard to defeat for Batman. The man is a genius and a sorcerer, so close combat tactics might not be useful against him. What Batman can do, however, is use the power rings like he did in the Elseworlds series. Batman has been empowered by the Green Lantern ring, the Black Power ring, the Yellow Power ring, and even the White Power ring. Combine Batman's abilities, intellect, tech, and Green Lantern's powers like energy construct creation, flight, Superman's strength, and interstellar travel, and he could just bring the magic wielder down to his knees. A fight between Batman and Rocket Raccoon would be a battle of who engineers the best tech.
Wait a second, it's me! Yeah!
For some reason, I imagine the two strangely getting along. They're both broody, easily annoyed, and kinda moody. With Rocket being a genetically enhanced animal who has enhanced intelligence, I'm not quite sure who would outsmart who in this situation. Sure, Batman would probably find a contingency plan in case Rocket goes insane and becomes evil, which, to be honest, wouldn't surprise me. But wouldn't it be great to see those two minds create a suit or some kind of weapon together? I can just picture a Bat Raccoon with an amazing bat suit now. Thor might be one of the most powerful characters in the MCU right now, but he's far from being the most intelligent. You can't have everything.
Are you crying?
So if Batman wants to defeat the God of Thunder, he'll have to collect a few things and wear something very durable. First, he'll need to suit up in the Hellbat armor, one of the most powerful batsuits he owns in his collection. The suit was created by Superman and forged in the heart of the sun. It allows Batman to face the largest of threats like Doomsday, and gives him the ability to run like the Flash, fly like Superman, emit energy blasts Iron Man style, while giving him the super soldier combo of superhuman strength and durability. If Batman could wear that armor and get himself a Midgard serpent tooth and forge it as a weapon, then he could take the Asgardian down. Batman could also be worthy to wield Mjolnir. Captain America, Vision, and that coat hanger were, so why not Bruce Wayne? Okoye, who will be getting her own Disney Plus series, might not have all the powers of some of the MCU heroes I've mentioned in this video so far, but being the general of the Dora Milaje, she's one of the best fighters in the MCU. Unmatched in spear wielding, Okoye doesn't even need to look at her enemy to bring them down. While Batman could use some of his fancy suits to defeat her, that wouldn't be a fair game. So Bruce, being an avid learner, he could find a way to get her to teach him the way of the spear in order to add more knowledge to his already impressive fighting skills. And if the time comes he has to take her on, then he'll be ready. Let's face it, his spear wielding was not that impressive in Batman vs. Superman. Wanda has just recently unlocked formidable power by becoming the Scarlet Witch in the TV series WandaVision. And with the Darkhold in her possession, she's only going to become stronger. But if what comes next stays true to the comics, the character has had many mental breakdown episodes. While her being unstable might mean she's more dangerous, it can also make her more vulnerable in some ways. That being said, how would Batman face her knowing she has mind control powers? The answer lies in the Justice Armor. The Justice Armor was created to protect its wearer from Brainiac's mind control abilities, so the Scarlet Witch's similar powers would be rendered useless against Batman. The suit can also protect Batman from amazingly strong punches from Superman and gives him the ability to fly with wings and a propulsion system equipped to it. As we all know, Captain Marvel's OP state has been sort of a problem in the MCU, resulting in her not appearing as much as she should, or else things would be way too easy for the Avengers. But things are about to change since Marvel Comics recently confirmed that one of Captain Marvel's biggest weaknesses resembles one of the Man of Steel's. In Captain Marvel number 28, it's revealed that magic wielders like the future supervillain Ova, son of Namor, has the power to defeat her using spells. Batman could use one of his OP costumes, but after seeing what Carol Danvers did to one of Thanos' ships in Endgame, he might just take a little vacation and seek to learn magic. The Bat family can take care of business in Gotham while he masters the dark arts. Since Bruce Banner can turn into the Hulk in less than a second, sneak attacks might just not do it. And contrary to Tony Stark, his power comes from within himself instead of relying on tech to defend himself. Besides the Hellbat armor, Batman has an enormous looking armor designed to fight all of the Justice League. The suit called Justice Buster, or Fenrir, is Batman's version of the Hulkbuster. But that doesn't seem like the best solution. Enters the final Batsuit. The mech-style suit is enormous, can fly, and alter people's minds using reality bending. So the trick would be to mind bend Hulk until he's completely lost, lift him up into space, and leave him there. While not a permanent solution, this could keep the Hulk away for a while.